Hey folks, Ben Maloney back again with another video. Well, today I feel like talking about something I don't usually talk about. Not really something that is a part of me too much. But in light of recent events, I've been inspired to do this kind of video because why not? It's a video about Star Wars, as you can clearly see based on the character I'm drawing. So basically, Star Wars hasn't really been a big part of my life. I mean, I've seen all the movies and everything like everybody else, and I did grow up with the movies like everybody else. But I can't say I'm that much of a Star Wars fan. It's just one of those things I watched, and I wouldn't say I hated it, but I just didn't love it per se. And that's why I mentioned it in my top 12 videos everybody loves but me. And looking back, I might have been a little harsh. I mean, I don't hate the movies or anything, I just never got the amount of emotion out of them that everybody else did. But I can appreciate it for the legacy it's left, all the hard work that went into those movies, the original trilogy, and just how much it caused so many people to become so fascinated with this franchise, and for it to expand and just build its own little world that's constantly growing. And yeah, I'm not one of those super fans or anything, but I definitely appreciate it because, as you guys know, I have my own film series that is basically my Star Wars, the Godzilla series. So I can definitely understand all the hype. That being said, on my day off, I did manage to see the newest of the new Star Wars trilogy, and that would be The Last Jedi. And I just want to do a little review of it, because why not? So yeah, I really love this movie. Starting off, the movie just looks flat out beautiful. I mean, when the budget is $200 million, I would expect it to, but man, they come a long way from out of place looking puppets and bad green screens. And I have to mention the music because John Williams is 87 years old and he's still going at it and proving how much of a kick-ass composer he is. Oh, the legend lives on, and his music is always a treat to the ears. And I'm starting to really like these new Star Wars characters. They're really growing on me. I can't think of one that I don't like, and whenever they were in dangerous situations during these scenes, I was on the edge of my seat and I didn't want anything bad to happen to them. So I was attached to them from the start, and but since Last Jedi, they're starting to become some characters I really enjoy watching. Possibly some of them are becoming my favorite Star Wars characters. And I'm really fascinated with how much Mark Hamill has grown as an actor. I always knew he was a great voice actor, but his acting was always much to be desired. But dagnab, this movie shows that he's really stepped up his game, and he knows how to put on a good performance now. And it was nice seeing him as Luke Skywalker again. And also, those cute little things that are in this movie, those little bird-like things, whatever they are, they look like little Furbies. They were so cute, I just want them. They look like real-life Pokemon. How can I hate a movie with those things in them? And it's not every day a Star Wars movie makes me laugh like this movie does. The humor is fantastic. Now, I'm an action movie guy, and action movies with a sense of humor are definitely up my alley. And boy, I tell you, this movie was packed full of laughs, and I had me laughing at every gag. Just goes to show Rian Johnson can write good humor when he wants to. Now, as I said, I'm an action movie guy, and you don't have to be a Star Wars fan to appreciate a lot of the action scenes that were in this movie. My gosh, this movie was action-packed full of them, from space battles to explosions to lightsaber fights to chase scenes. It had it all. It's fun popcorn entertainment, and yeah, as a non-Star Wars fan, it makes me excited to see where the next one's gonna go. So, as always, stay loony, my toonies. Got you there for a second, didn't I? Admit it. yeah, I guess I can't talk about this movie without talking about how controversial it was. So, this has been called by some fans to be probably one of, if not the worst Star Wars movie. And for what reasons, you might ask? Well, apparently, Rey is a Mary Sue. Luke, they didn't like how Luke was portrayed. There was some stuff about Emperor Snoke that wasn't explained. And apparently, people didn't like the fact that this movie was too progressive and feminist. What? Okay, let's get the really easy one out of the way. This movie is too progressive and feminist. And how many Star Wars movies have you seen where the white people are the ones doing all the heroic work? Give some other people a chance. Besides, give some other people a chance because it breaks away from the monotony. It's different, you know? Ain't that what we want? Not the same thing being shoved in our face. And for the record, any complaints you have about any female character in this movie can easily be applied to any of the male characters in the original trilogy. Now with that easy one out of the way, I am not liking how this leg looks. I don't care. So they didn't like how Luke was portrayed in this. Coming from, I guess this is one I can't address because I'm not a big Star Wars fan, but I at least know enough about Luke Skywalker's character to know, I don't know, maybe he just changed in his old age. Maybe he just, you know, people change over time. That's kind of like how reality is. It's like, maybe he didn't act how you think he would act, but I don't know, I guess it kind of makes sense for a character to get older and that he himself would change with time. I mean, we can mention in Empire Strikes Back when Yoda is talking to Ben Kenobi and Yoda says that Luke lacks patience or something like that, and Ben Kenobi replies with, "Was I any different when I was his age?" See? Characters evolve, humans evolve, so I mean, it's fine to not agree with the portrayal, but don't act like it's all that shocking that he might have changed his mind on a few things. At the end of the day, he saved everybody. He sacrificed his life and saved everybody, so he's still the heroic Luke you might know. And for nothing being explained about Snoke. So, he's not really the main focus of the movie. He's just the Emperor guy thing who's there just to be the Emperor guy thing. Do we really need an explanation? I mean, isn't some of the fun of characters is that you don't know what they're about? You don't know where they came from? I mean, wasn't the reason why Vader was so cool is because you didn't know his backstory other than the fact he was Luke Skywalker's dad? But then you did find out, and holy crap, he was just a whiny little prima donna. See, it kind of hurts Vader's bad attitude when you give him an explanation. So, be happy for that. Okay, I guess that was addressing all the problems people had. Yes, it's true. This was a very controversial movie for many reasons. And yes, it's perfectly fine. You are allowed to hate whatever movie you want. But what I have a problem with is when people harass crew members and cast members just because they didn't like a movie. I mean, poor Kelly Marie Tran, who played Rose in the movie, got harassed off of social media, and Daisy Ridley, who plays Rey, also got harassed. And it got to the point where Rian Johnson had to step in and tell the fanboys to back off. But apparently, that made people mad at Rian Johnson as well. Why is it that whenever people are being assholes, when somebody tries to call them out on being assholes, they're like, "How dare you? You're the asshole, mister, not us. We're just criticizing a movie." Well, here's the thing, folks. Harassing people isn't criticism. It's harassment. Criticize the movie, not the people who are doing their jobs to make a movie. Especially when, if you look at it, it's a pretty awesome movie. You're free to disagree, but doggone people, it's great! And this is coming from somebody who's not a Star Wars fan. I mean, is it me? Is it the fact that I don't like Is it the fact that I don't hold Star Wars in such high regard that I can enjoy this movie for what it is? But I mean, let's face it, Star Wars fans have a history of harassing people. Just see George Lucas and the case of Ahmed Best, who played Jar Jar Binks. Come on, people. I made this video because I have discovered a lot of things researching this topic and this movie in particular. I just feel that all this negativity and cynicism in our culture has made people forget how to have fun. I mean, okay people, I'll be the first one to admit, Last Jedi is a dumb movie. But you know what else is a dumb movie? Well, dumb movies. The original trilogy. You mean to tell me that this evil empire has taken over half the galaxy, yet they can't fill up a hole to their Death Star that can blow the whole thing up with 2 missiles? Really? And you mean to tell me that this evil empire that took over half the galaxy is defeated by oversized walking teddy bears? You see what I'm getting at here? Now, with those in mind, is it really that hard to believe that a desert dweller like Rey, who fights for her survival, knows how to fight and pilot ships? No, I don't think so. And like I said, you're free to hate whatever movies you want. That's well within your rights. But it gets to the point where you just gotta say, my gosh, it's just a movie. Sleep with something. That's why I wanted to make this video. Had it not been for the controversy surrounding this movie, I would have just not even bothered reviewing it. But it's because so many people felt betrayed as Star Wars fans, or they thought it was the worst Star Wars movie they ever seen. I just had to address it myself, because it is an overlying problem when people are starting to focus more on being negative and critical of things, and rather than just having fun. And again, like I said, if you want to spend a lot of your time watching movies and getting mad about them and constantly expressing how mad they make you, more power to you. But don't take it out on the people who make these movies. They're really nice people. They're just doing their jobs. They don't deserve it. So at the end of the day, I'm not a big Star Wars fan, but I enjoy the new movies. In fact, I find them easier to watch, and I find them much more enjoyable than the original trilogy. And they're definitely more entertaining and better well-made movies than the prequels. Can we at least agree on that? But whether I'm a Star Wars fan or not, what's really important is that I can enjoy myself when it comes to movies, no matter how dumb they are. I can't think of any movie that's ever made me mad, like, unironically. I'm just a viewer who's here to have fun. And if I don't like a movie, oh well, there's always tomorrow. Many more days, many more movies to watch. And I like to think I'm better off because of it. So, what do you folks think of The Last Jedi? Did it piss you off as much as everybody else, as it did everybody else? Or did you enjoy it like I did? And hey, what does Star Wars mean to you? Let me know in those comments below. As always, stay loony, my toonies.